All right, we're live.
We're live?
We are. We are.
Like to hear that.
Absolutely. Connection issues and all through it.
Yeah, we're live.
Yep.
I love it.
Can't go?
All right. Let me make sure.
Right? Nope.
Video in the background. You guys see it?
Yeah,
Video
yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Couple connection issues, you guys. When we started today, that were unprecedented. I did not have those last time. We went live. Black screen came up, but we're back. Good morning, Kyiv, season 2. We have 2 amazing guests with us today from the NAFO 69th Sniffing Brigade. The entire reason we're here, but we're going to do introductions in case we have any new viewers. And I'm the host, Andrew Mercado, and my co-host,
Alex Kanash.
Alex. What do you do, Alex?
I focus on weather, fashion, and food updates. All the things that people want to hear about the Ukraine war.
Weather, fashion, and food. So you'll be getting plenty of that as we go. Today's going to be a faster update than usual because we have so much to do this weekend, you guys. We immediately have to leave this and hand off the vehicles to the Ukrainian soldiers. And so with that, I'm joined by 2 amazing guests from NAFO 69th Sniffing Brigade, Mr. Ragnar and Dimitri. And they're going to be talking today about the convoys, the vehicles, inspiration, and all of that. So first of all, sir, go ahead and introduce yourself to the stream.
Hey folks, so my name is Ragnar. I am basically Estonian, has been living, next to this bad country which should be destroyed for all my life. And I think that one thing, if I was in high school, I loved history. And if you ever read Estonian history, you find something like everything from the east is always horrible. It brings pain. It brings like all of the bad things. So I think that for me, this war, like I actually had like super personal thing. I opened like 24 February, 5:30 I think so, mobile phone because I was sent already. And basically, first of all, I am officially married with Ukraine because my wife is Ukrainian. But also, I have been here doing things from 2011, I think so. I had a team in Kyiv, and we had basically the agreement. If something happens, they come to the next to office. So 5:30, I'm opening WhatsApp. It has started, and it is just your brain does not understand it, and I was in shock. So I was collecting like team together. It was 7 a.m. In the central city, and then to leave. So I have super personal connection with Ukraine. I think that now we are here. I think I'm 12 time already. 12 or 13 time after 24 February I have been in Ukraine, and yeah, today is a very important day. The main thing why we do this is meeting those soldiers, speaking with them, listening them, but so big honor today. So it's unbelievably good day, and yeah, I think that my own story is so connected with this how we can do maximum, how we can be part of making history instead of watching history. That's a huge difference.
That's a huge factor. And then, Alex, if you could hand the mic to Dimitri to introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, everybody. I'm also Estonian, and I have Ukrainian roots. So basically, I was from the beginning of the war just donating, and at some point I was walking in Tallinn, and then I see this fleet of NAFO trucks. At that point, they were forming, and I was like, okay, what's the percentage that I can be inside? And 1 year passed, I'm already like everywhere, it's so huge story. But yeah, basically right now I'm responsible for the fundraising, and that's why I'm talking about right now, because this stream is actually also start of new great fundraise that Andrew will send to the comments and description and pin it. And you guys, while listening to us, you can also participate in not just viewing but also getting unique patches and donating to actual truck.
And that's right, you guys. We started a brand new campaign for Good Morning Kyiv for season 2 that will be running, and hopefully we can get that done in like a week or two, and then we can start the drone team campaign as well. So, Mr. Ragnar, what was the moment that you decided, I want, like you had mentioned, you don't want to just watch history. You want to like directly help that. What was it that inspired you to go for the trucks specifically?
So first of all, yeah, the 24th February, as many people know, is on Independence Day. It can't be worse day like for us, I remember first day I'm in shock, I just went to the nature and walked with my wife, and we was like looking the news. But then second day come anger, like anger. We fucking need to do maximum. So what I did the second day, I donated immediately 20,000 to
20,000 right
yeah
away.
20,000 to Ukraine army, and I was talking about it. I was telling, hey, here is an account in Germany. Everybody can wire, and I posted it up. And it kind of like people were like, yes, we can do that. And I was like, wow. So it's not only that they liked it, they took action. So actually quite meaningful amount of people donated. I connected other entrepreneurs in Estonia, and the things that it literally ended up that in day or two, it ended up 200,000.
Wow.
And then, our team exactly, as I talked, which is today back in Kyiv indeed, they moved from Kyiv to Lviv and started to basically focus what we can do. All of the things, evacuation, everything. And then mid-March, there was one guy who contacted our team and said, I need a car. Because he was driving in the Kharkiv area with some old car, and car stopped in the middle of combat. You literally like, you're under fire, and cars stopped, not because of it got shot, it was so bad. And he was like, can you help us to get car? And I was like, that's interesting idea. And then I saw in Washington Post that Lithuanians already doing something. I was like, wow. And I didn't know too much about that, but I know one fact even that moment, Toyota Hilux. I did know one thing, yeah, Hilux. I literally went like, I played tennis and I totally smashed my leg, so I was sleeping leg. And I opened in Estonia basically the car portal, and this is the car. I called the guy. He said, I want to see this car. And next day I saw this. I was like, okay, I buy this. Literally, it was like I didn't even like the minimum checkup, and it was Hilux. At that moment, I paid like less than 10,000. Now this is like everything is gone up. But I got my first Hilux. That's how this started, like. Cool. And again, I was like, literally. So I am basically meeting guy on Sunday. I'm making photo and putting out internet. Hey, this is my Hilux. Mm-hmm. I go to the Ukraine next Friday. That's it. I fixed immediately because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm like, need to have extremely clear goal. I was like, I will go Friday, but I want to have more cars. And my plan was, I will have 2-3 more cars. But something happened. People talked about it, shared the news. Then, fast forward, Friday morning, we have 15 cars. This is insane, It was just like, literally, we worked 24/7 to check them, to get the drivers. And, this convoy is the madhouse because we didn't have time to do check, We had, most of the cars had one driver. Like, you literally, there is no rotation. You just drive like a zombie, and swear, and please, you don't want to be like, do some whatever accident or whatever. I remember like somewhere in Poland, like in the final, I think the 3 hours is the toughest. You just like see one car in front of you doing this and that, and I'm like calling immediately, guy, please try to be awake, don't, and if you need, let's do stop, Just 1-2 times happened, but then we ended up in next to the Polish border, slept, and then went in.
Yeah, wow. So now here we are again. How many convoys have been conducted and how many total vehicles?
So as of today is a 21st convoy, basically here in Kyiv, another 15 car, which bring us 240. 240 now, basically. This is where we are now. 240. Wow. And one more time, it's always depends on people like who is today watching us. Mm-hmm. People who are donating, is it €1 or 5 or 500? That's, I was looking just recently. We have more than 5,500 people who have donated. Yeah. And this is how we are doing it. That's important that exactly this car what we are starting to campaign today. if you look the war now, there are more and more drones. It is horrible. So it's more and more important to have the basically systems against of that. And exactly this car what we are today buying will be that unit ask, hey, we need a big bus to build inside of that the system against of drones. And I believe this is one of the most important topics. Don't you believe?
Yeah, I would like to say that this would be like a Sprinter van, and it will be NAFO van, and yeah, we will do maximum for them to install all their equipment they need, and that's why it's a bit higher, because normal like NAFO truck is 16K, but because we need this bigger one and the prices is more, so we like increase the target up to 19K. So that's why we need your help, folks, to make this done, and hopefully by October this van will be arrived to Ukraine.
That would be awesome to have it in the next one. And what they're talking about, guys, is the Good Morning Kyiv truck that we're on now. It's going to be an electronic warfare van. That's fucking awesome, you guys. We've stepped up. We've done Kazovac trucks, medical vehicles, and now electronic warfare. And also, we can't forget the NAFO 69th Brigade stepped up and also provided boats when Kherson flooding happened, and they got boats down there. Talk about that really quick. What inspired you to start doing that?
So again, like, that moment, my team member Tanya basically was here in basically in Kyiv, and again, you read it and you are in the deep shock in the first hours, and you don't know what to do. Luckily, then one moment you are like, okay, but from Kyiv, how many hours is go to the Kherson? And okay, you can do it 12, 13, I think so. And I think that it was this horrible thing, happened. I think that 2, 3 a.m., we are waking up in Estonia and Ukraine 7, and you're looking deep shock, another catastrophe. And what I hate is that another catastrophe, and so many Western countries are just sending these prayers and whatever. This will not change anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, so it was like 9 or 10 a.m. It was like, but wait a minute, let's call up whatever place we can buy truck. Sorry, not truck, boat, exactly. And actually, Tanya found something, and then it was already full on. We need to basically immediately form the team who basically goes and pick up this in other Ukraine city, because if one in other Ukraine city is also good, because you don't have time to bring it to Ukraine. Because that is like literally every hour, that every hour actually means saving lives, like one by one. So it's super critical, that moment. And literally our local team just jumped into the car, bought everything from some local store, basically, because you need an engine. So you had like simple boat, but they was buying engine and just drive into the Dnipro, take like boat and then going in. But the same thing is just evacuation, like and you have, I think that this like time, like few days, whatever, maximum week, and everything, hour by hour you're losing time. You have a timer, and the same thing, we was here, we can do it. There was no even question, like this is like, you have to do it. Like, I think that we also feel like as we have proven that we can basically do those things, we can basically fundraise. It was kind of no-brainer. And then yes, our team was in Kherson. Russians were still bombing, because there is no ethical values, there is nothing, in these things. The biggest mistake is that so many times the West trying to see Russia from our perspective. Yeah. It is not. It is like 13 years Mongolia.
What is your message to the West? Because you live in Estonia, you have so much experience with Russia and their bullshit, and now here you are in Ukraine helping Ukraine. What is your message to the West right now at this point?
I think that the most important, we need to understand that you can fight with that with only like pure power. Like this country, this empire doesn't understand diplomatics and words. So there's only one thing, we need to put everything behind of the Ukraine. Every tank, every plane have to bring here, so Ukraine could basically kill these orcs, literally. Because at this moment, Ukraine is basically fighting with quite small amount of armor and stuff. And I think that some people are afraid, what happens if this country will collapse? that's what we should actually do. I really believe that this empire, which is driven by only genocide, killing others, shouldn't exist in this century. I really believe, and the other thing is that West or whatever politicians shouldn't be afraid of that. They should just, the same way, how did we stop, like, basically Germany? It should be the same way. There is no difference. It have to be stopped. It have to be basically smashed out of Ukraine, and it can collapse. I think that we have to exactly not only talk and think about what send, like, best example is Denmark.
Yes.
It has sent all of the tanks. Thank you, Denmark. Which is probably the one of the most amazing countries.
Juice and talk.
Yeah. You're sending all of the planes. You're sending like all of the thing. That is the example.
Yes.
And indeed, small countries doing most. I believe US is still so many things on the warehouses and so on.
Yeah.
Just send it here.
Right. Same thing. Same question. to you, Dimitri.
Yeah. I'm like beginning a filmmaker, and I will go from this side. So what I'm trying to say, you just take a look for the movie called 20 Days in Mariupol, and you will see my message, because this is the movie of documentary with the guy who worked 20 fucking days in Mariupol from the beginning of the war, and yeah, you will find your answers over there. I have my own, so you will have your own, and you will see the story from the first eyes.
And Alex too. Why don't you share? Being from the UK, something that I can say it all day for the U.S. We spend $600 trillion on our defense spending. We have some extras to send Ukraine, and we could be doing so. What do you have to say about our governments in the West and our aid to Ukraine?
I think that if you compare to other governments, the British government certainly did pretty well. It led the way early on in the war in arming Ukraine, I believe, first. In this, secondly, certainly in this illegal invasion, we gave NLAWs and training before Europe and the USA, which is great. I think that we've led the way in armour with tanks and with longer range missile systems, but unlike Denmark, like you say, we donated like 12 tanks, so there's not really much of the stock compared to the few hundred that we've got that we're never going to use, right? Great Britain is not going to go and do an Iraq 3 or Afghanistan. It's never going to use those tanks, and they're going to be scrapped. So I have no idea, other than perhaps for political reasons, why all the Western powers are not using up all the armour rather than just scrapping it. So it's frustrating. I just try and focus on what we can do, which is obviously the work that we do out here.
Exactly, focusing on what we can do, and that's this NAFO convoy. Hit the like button if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. We're live for about another 10 minutes or so, y'all. It's a shorter episode today only because we literally are leaving from here to go hand off the vehicles to the soldiers, you guys. And we'll be providing so much content out there. You're going to get to see all of it just like last time. What inspired, this is a question for both Ragnar and Dimitri, what inspired you to start reaching out to content creators like YouTubers, Twitter, to start helping with the fundraisers?
This is a good question. First of all, I am not content coordinator. I am just entrepreneur, but I was like, wow, I share, and I got some messages, and I understand, if you fundraise, if you do this thing, one of the key elements is sending out message to the right audience. So basically, I think that what is tough for the many NGOs is you need to really be thinking so sharply like you're running your company. And I was like, okay, say listen to me, but I have just a small audience. And I think that we did like first campaign, and I really need to tell that I was so lucky that first of all, I know what is the basically what means community. Basically we have in Estonia and in Kyiv Lift 99, which is entrepreneurs community and one place where they work together. And honestly, even from that community, we have found two amazing people. One is next to me, because he literally was in the Lift 99, in Tallinn.
He was there for you. Right?
Absolutely, he was there. The other guy was Jussi, which is, let me tell you the story that I'm sitting in my table, and next to me is one guy, and Estonians and Finns, we don't talk each other. Even if you are sitting in the same table, you don't talk. That's like, you don't do that.
Because you can understand each other.
Yeah, we are Nordic country, Nordic people don't talk, just the important thing. Okay, but this guy actually can talk. So Jussi asked me, "Oh, you are doing this basically conveys to Ukraine?" Yes, I'm doing. Okay, you know, I have basically like my community. He's basically have a newsletter about real estate. Probably 3,000 people in the world. You know, I wanna also help you. Literally, the guy next to me, I don't even need to walk. Guy next to me sitting, it's just opening and offering help. It can't be better than that. You're the most lazy. That was my most lazy fundraising. It's just replying guy next to me. Anyway, and he did campaign and we collected money. I was like, wow, that's so good idea. And that moment I was starting to understand. But then the other guy walked again. Wanted to help. But the thing is that mainly this campaigns and stuff is a magic of the Dimitri. Before that we did something, but he really helped to basically streamline that. And also important is what we understood thanks to him. It's a two-way connection. We are here to share, and we need to be deeply, and one more time, we are deeply thankful for everyone who helps us. And we understood that we need to send you back. You see, what is this, what we was buying, who will receive, how this works, and so on. Because that matters.
Yes, it does.
That makes huge difference.
Absolutely.
It's not like it's somewhere in the bank, but this car is driving now with historian in this forest and so on. And this is what we understood, and that's why we here. That's why I also here personally. I would really, for me, important thing is meeting those people, talking with them, making photos and understanding, and honestly, feeling and seeing this gratefulness, which is just unbelievably big. But Dimitri,
Yeah, so I just know what's the power of the community, and the community is just a simple word, and everybody's like throwing there and back. But I see really deeply. I see those drops, like drop of the water. When it's just a drop water, it's just like nothing. But when it's like plenty of you, and you combine together, and you just can smash everything. And I saw that synergy inside the influencers, in synergy of our project and your thinking, and then see that we are the same direction. Why do we need to do it separately? Let's do it together. Like we can like you can do your tracks yourself basically. But if you take your like community, we take our community, we hit the Alex Kinesh community, we can do like not 3 tracks, we can do 9 tracks.
Yeah, exactly.
We are not plusing, we are multiplying. So basically that's it. I saw the synergy in the community way of connection, all those communities.
So basically, working together to achieve the common goal is what we're seeing.
Yes, and it's simple. Our goal is Ukraine's victory.
Yes.
But it's like Ukraine's, but it's not Ukraine's victory. It's the world's victory, because that thing that happens in Ukraine, that's not should be doing. We should Ragnar should do startups. I should do films. You should do your stuff. And Alex, we don't need to do this thing. Yeah. So basically, we need to do our stuff, but we cannot do that. Just knowing that what happened in Ukraine and not assist. So right now, it should be our victory, not just Ukraine one.
Thank you so much. Alex, with the traditional weather report break for our viewers, if you could, please.
I think it is the moment that most people have been waiting for, Andrew. At least 3 of them. Kyiv's looking a lot like Great Britain at the moment, just sort of pretty grey today, which is a big difference to most of August, where it's been blazing hot. It's not too cold, though. It's still 18 degrees already this morning at 7:44. We've got 6 minutes left. The high today will be of 21, but it doesn't look like the sun's going to come out much today, Andrew, I'm afraid. That's not the case, though, over the weekend, where the sunshine will be back. So hopefully for episode 2, we'll be sitting here in the sunshine, wearing our Speedos and swimming gear, and looking forward to going down to the river. I think we'll have the next one tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have the next one tomorrow morning, and then probably not again until we come back. All right,
Yeah.
So because again, we have to get going, you guys, today. Again, everything that we're doing today will be content, so you will see it all eventually. Dimitri, and they have just an amazing team, all right? So we'll be doing that. I want to get final thoughts. Anything that you want to say to the stream viewers listening that's on your mind, and then we'll sign out.
So I think that we need to understand exactly that every voice can help Ukraine. You know, talking with your own politicians, you know, donating, you know, you can do actually quite much. You alone can think that, oh, what depends on me. Believe me, all of the big things starting from the people like you, people like us here. You know, we are not like all of this great people in history was the same way, like, you know, like we are here. So we should really, like, you know, put our energy behind of that. And I definitely see one moment, not this year, I'm not sure about next year as well, that this horror will finish. And then we can basically be, but we was part of that. And, you know, we can help them to see how one country will transform into the most thriving thing, which maybe today is even a little bit too early to dream, but this is what I see. But yeah, like, I would really say that you can do amazing things, and we are here to basically help you to put energy in the right place.
Yeah, I would like to say thank you, guys, because the literally what we have in sniffing brigades is your thing. Because you are donating to us, and if you not do that, like, we would have, like, let's say, like 3, 4, 5 trucks, but right now we are coming with 16. So this is the real outcome of your help, and I really appreciate it myself and our team, also, like, in these words as well. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for donating, and one last thing, from me, like, in around like almost hour, we will have own live stream on Sniffing Brigade channel, and so please go to Sniffing Brigade, and you can see the live. It's already planned, and you join, and you will see continue of this stream from the other perspective. So be welcome to come.
Alex, go ahead, and then I'll give mine.
Oh, it's just a pleasure to be back in Ukraine again, isn't it, Andrew? Yeah, I mean, I think
Absolutely.
you know, we love staying in this country, and mostly prefer our time here to being back in the UK. Well, I certainly do. So it's lovely to be back here and amongst good people with good values, and as Ragnar said, delivering essential equipment to the soldiers, because it's still a very important part of the war right now. The counter-offensive is still ongoing. The weather is holding up, so the more vehicles we get in now, the better results Ukraine can get.
100%. The more that we can do in our own capabilities and capacity, and this is completely possible by just regular people. Just, again, like Ragnar said, €1, €5, and it contributes to the grander picture. And we can get these trucks here to Ukraine. So I'm going to tag the sniffing. The title at the beginning, I had a connection problem, but I will get the title fixed, and I will tag their YouTube channel so you guys can watch the live stream at a very special location. I'm not even going to ruin it, because we're at an amazing location that you guys have to watch and see. Very historical, very meaningful. Yeah, look at them. You can already tell. So tune in on the Sniffing Brigade YouTube channel live stream. I will post it in the title and the description. The new campaign patch has begun. All right, go get your Good Morning Kyiv patch. I will also make sure that's in the description, you guys. From Alex Kanash and myself, thank you guys again so much for tuning in to another episode of Good Morning Kyiv. We'll be live again tomorrow morning for a longer episode. But again, we're just so busy right now, you guys. It is what it is. And then we'll be back again on likely Tuesday, because we're going to be busy on Sunday and Monday. And I'll talk about that more with you guys one-on-one. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Ragnar. Thank you, Dimitri. As always, Alex, you're amazing. Take care, you guys. See you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao. Siin on niimoodi, et üle kannaks vot sellele linki kohe. See on Donner Boxi oma.
I was sweating.